Have you ever been told that your thyroid labs look normal, but instead you still feel exhausted, foggy, and overall just very inflamed? Maybe you've even been to your doctor and they've told you that there's nothing you can do within your diet, lifestyle, or even vitamins and supplements to be able to help cure your Hashimoto's. I'm going to walk you through what most doctors miss and how you can potentially reduce and, if not even reverse, your thyroid antibodies that are driving the immune system's attack on your thyroid cells, causing the Hashimoto's. And if nothing else, at least reverse many of the symptoms that you might be experiencing every day, like brain fog, bloating, constipation, fatigue, overall feeling inflamed and not your best. I've helped dozens of women stabilize their immune systems and go on to reverse their antibodies and improve their thyroid function using the power of root cause healing through the right lab testing and utilizing the right nutrition, supplement, and lifestyle strategy to actually help treat the root causes of what started the autoimmune attack that drove the Hashimoto's in the first place. I've helped dozens of women lower as well as reverse their thyroid antibodies, help calm their immune system's attack on their thyroid, and actually improve their thyroid hormone levels so that they can go on to reduce medication or ultimately even come off their thyroid hormone replacement. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the top things that most doctors miss so that you can see if you might be a woman that this might work for. I want to tell you a story about a client. We're going to call her Laura. This is something we commonly see in practice. Individuals that come with us having a lot of these everyday inflammation symptoms like brain fog and joint pain and fatigue and just overall not feeling their best. We run labs and we actually find that their thyroid antibodies are elevated. Sometimes it's not a surprise. They said, yeah, I've had that happen before, but my doctor told me it's nothing I need to worry about at this point. And other times, they've never even had thyroid antibodies tested. All they've ever had done in their labs is TSH. So with this client, Laura specifically, she was the exact situation of this where we actually detected her thyroid antibodies and she ended up going to her endocrinologist as we recommended to ensure that there was no other damage that was happening within the thyroid gland. And her endocrinologist told her to not worry about it, to continue on with her current diet and lifestyle. There was nothing she could do, and that she didn't need to worry that her thyroid antibodies, TPO, were in the 200s. Now, this is entirely false. There's so much that we can do to be able to stabilize the immune system, lower and potentially even reverse the antibodies. And that's where we really dove into the root causes with her so that we could understand actually what triggered the Hashimoto's in the first place and we could tame down the immune system. After a few months of being able to do so, we were able to actually get her thyroid antibodies down to the 30 range, which is the lowest that they had ever been in the couple of times that we had tested since her initial 200 or so lab value. And not only that, she actually was feeling so much better. She was noticing she no longer had brain fog. She could think clearly, had great memory. She no longer was feeling bloated and constipated all the time. She was experiencing new hair growth and was no longer experiencing hair loss. And even her cycles had regulated and also improved dramatically where she was no longer experiencing PMS symptoms. This is the exact story that we see play out time and time again with the clients that we work with. So let's hop through the top 3 things that most doctors miss and why these are key to stabilizing your immune system. The first one is the gut immune system connection. There is a huge connection between all autoimmune diseases and the gut, but especially Hashimoto's. We know that about 70 to 80% of our immune system actually resides in the gut. So when we're talking about autoimmunity, the gut really matters. And not only this, but we know that the gut is actually one of 3 triggering events that drives an autoimmune system process to occur. The other 2 being genetics and the other one being a stressful event. The third is a leaky gut. And a leaky gut happens because of dysbiosis or imbalance of bad bacteria that shouldn't be in the gut, and also a weakened gut immune system that we can actually reverse and strengthen through the right dietary and supplement interventions. There was actually a large cohort study done of over 8,000 women done in Sardinia, where they found that women that had the H. pylori pathogen had a 1.3 to 1.4 times increased risk of developing Hashimoto's. H. pylori is something that we commonly see in practice. It's estimated that over 50% of the population has H. pylori, but I would say we see it in about 90% of the different thyroid and hormone cases that we work with. The third thing that happens in the gut is low stomach acid and bile. And these are like digestive juices that help us be able to break down and emulsify proteins and fats in particular that we eat. And we know that individuals that have Hashimoto's and even have low thyroid function, like hypothyroidism, have decreased secretion of stomach acid and of bile. And these two key juices are key to helping support our gut immune system and also helping keep pathogens out of our gut that should be there, and even helping absorb minerals and vitamins that we need to be able to regulate thyroid function. So you can see that if we have low digestive function of the stomach acid and bile, how that actually could perpetuate more digestive issues and even more nutrient deficiencies that impact our thyroid hormone function. The second thing that most doctors miss is chronic viral infections and reduced immune system tolerance. The most common one being Epstein-Barr virus, which is the virus that most commonly comes from mono or kissing disease, however you want to refer to it. EBV is one of the most common viruses that most people actually have that's living dormant in their body. Studies have detected Epstein-Barr virus in about 80% of individuals that have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Certain EBV proteins like EBNA can actually mimic the effects of thyroid peroxidase or TPO, which is the antibody that our body produces an immune system reaction to. Studies actually show that higher levels of anti-EBV antibodies correlate with higher levels of TPO and TG antibodies in the thyroid. And the third thing that most doctors miss is oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is a key piece to Hashimoto's. Not only does autoimmunity in general increase oxidative stress, which is like the rust on our cells, but just the process of actually making thyroid hormones generates a lot of oxidative stress. So the thyroid is very susceptible to oxidative stress. Now, oxidative stress occurs when the body doesn't have enough antioxidants to combat the oxidation that is occurring through processes like making thyroid hormones. And this is 100% influenced from our diet and our lifestyle, like exercise and environmental exposures. If we're overdoing it on exercise or we're being environmentally exposed to a lot of different chemicals, this can actually increase the levels of oxidative stress. Or if we're not eating enough antioxidants or consuming them through supplementation in our diet, then we don't have enough antioxidants to combat the free radical damage that is occurring from all of the different oxidative stressors in the body. Think of oxidative stress like sparks flying around in your body. A little bit of it is okay, but when there's a lot of sparks flying around, this is when a fire can occur. And this fire is what we call chronic inflammation, which so many individuals struggle with Hashimoto's. When there's chronic inflammation processes at play, this can actually drive the autoimmune process and cause the body to make more of these thyroid antibodies like TPO and TG, which then causes the immune system to then further destroy and attack those thyroid cells. If you want to learn more about ways that you can support your thyroid through improving your gut, stabilizing your immune system, and helping reverse oxidative stress, you're going to want to check out my free hormonal inflammation lab decoder guide, where I help you walk through some of the basic labs that you probably already have from your doctor and how to decode them and what they might mean about where you need support within your diet and lifestyle. You can find the link to download it below.